Hey everyone, Blaine Austin here at Sewing Machines Plus, and welcome to our Thursday Live. Glad you have joined us. Guys, we have a ton of things we're going to talk about today. We have a big show planned for you. We've got a special guest today coming in that we're going to talk all about the Handi Quilter Moxie, and we got some specials on it today. We're going to talk about some really cool things. Before we get there, though, I got a lot of things I got to tell you about, and we got a big special announcement we're going to make too. But I got a big shout out there to some of the SMP Nation. We got Yvonne Hudson out here in California watching. Patricia Winters in Tennessee is watching this morning. We have Susie Nutter in Arizona. Dennis, is it Huddleston, right? In West Virginia. Man, he's a long way over there. Yes. We've got Linda Von Bank in Iowa. And Pat D in Southern California. So welcome to the show, everyone. We're glad you're here. And guess what's coming up, Kennedy?
What's coming up next?
Valentine's Day. And guys, mark your calendars. February 14th, Kennedy is having a special show on Valentine's Day that you need to tune in for. Yes. She's going to do some really cool projects. So y'all make sure y'all mark that on your calendars, and Kennedy will be there. And then on February the 15th, the Thursday, our regular Thursday Live, we're going to have Sarah Vetzer from Brother here. And we're going to be talking, she's going to basically just dissect that brand new Brother sublimation printer and show you all about that. And so we're super excited about having Sarah on. So we're looking forward to all of that. And then February the 20th, we have Edita Centaur coming on from Laundry Basket Quilts. And Edita, guys, she's like a world famous quilter. We're super excited, and she's one of our judges for Quilt Fest.
Yes.
So y'all need to tune in. But the big special announcement I've got to make, guys, tonight, mark your calendars, is the premiere of Angela Wolf's new show, Fabric to Fashion. And it's going to be premiering tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern. And it's going to be on Made It Myself TV. Yes. And then you can also get it on like the Roku app.
Yes.
There's a couple apps. But you know what? Instead of me talking about it, why don't we just bring the host of the show in? Y'all welcome Angela Wolf to the show.
Hey, Blaine. Hey, Kennedy.
Hey,
I'm so excited.
Well, we had to get you on because remember about a year ago when this thing all started, we said the premiere night, you have to come on the show and talk about it. Tell everybody about the show. And so I'm going to let you tell everything, where you can find it. It's tonight, tomorrow night. It's going to be a part 1 and a part 2. The very first episodes. We're super pumped about it.
Oh my gosh. And you're going to be a star tonight too, Blaine, because you are actually on tonight's episode. Just a little hint for everyone. Thank you for sponsoring the show. So you guys, we started taping this a year ago. I can't believe how quickly the year went by, but it is premiering tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Do the math in between. So challenge 1. Can any of you guess what the challenge is? I give the contestants a challenge, and then they have to create something fabulous in 3 days within the parameters of money, fabric, time. You never know. Every single challenge is different. So it's tonight at 8. I will be live on my YouTube and Facebook page at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Just if you want to pop in and say hi, if you're doing a watch party, send me a note. I'll bring you up live with us. And tomorrow at 6:30 is the live too. So, but the show, make the popcorn, download the Made It Myself TV app. You can even watch it on your phone. Well, that would be kind of boring. I think you're going to want to see Blaine and myself on the big screen. So make some popcorn, grab some coffee or wine, depending what side of the country you're on. I think I'm going to be going for the wine side. And this is going to be a lot of fun. And Blaine, thank you for Sewing Machines Plus to sponsor this. I can't believe it's finally here. So it's a huge celebration. And I would love to see if you guys can guess what the challenge is. And can you guess what Blaine's doing on there?
Don't guess what I'm doing because, you know, I'm just, what do you call it? The side item out here, just kind of sitting around.
Oh, no, we made you premiere on there. So you're going to need to watch this too, Blaine, or at least tell Michelle. You want to see your husband. Do you know, by the way, that this app, Made It Myself TV, the TV channel came out last year. It's free. And do you know how many households that this is going to air in? It's on every Vizio TV, Samsung, Roku, you name it, but it's in the millions, and it's even international now because our friend Karina downloaded it in Norway.
Oh
That's crazy. So I'm super excited about this show, Angela. I know that you put a ton of work into this, and I remember a year ago you telling me about it, the idea, and try to get it kicked off. And we've kind of talked about it on this show with you several times, and now it's here. It's pretty exciting, and for Made It Myself TV to pick it up and do it. They got I tell you what, they couldn't have got a better host, because I know I used to see a lot of your shows on It's So Easy TV, and you did such a good job on that. So I know you're going to knock it out of the park on this one, and we're super excited to watch it tonight.
Thanks, Blaine, and thank you for sponsoring it, and thank all of you for hanging out and watching it. And I hope to see all of you on there tonight.
Well, I think Kennedy's going to share the link. I think we've got the link and everything, but I want to show that. Can we show the video real quick?
Oh, sure. The little promo?
Yeah, I want to show the promo video. So, Kennedy, roll the video.
Hey there, fashion fans. I'm Angela Wolf, and I've got something incredible to share with you. Get ready to immerse yourself in a world of creativity and style with the first ever fashion competition series appearing on your streaming platforms. It's called Fabric to Fashion. Picture this. Passionate designers given a challenge and just 1 week to turn their vision into a stunning fashion creation. Can they do it?
Did you change your mind on your design?
just didn't fit.
Will they rise to the challenge and showcase their talent to the world?
You have 20 minutes left on the clock. Are you going to be able to get all that finished?
I had a little whoopsie doodle.
All right, Amy, I'm checking in. How did the fitting go? Did you take those little tweaks in the back, and did you try it on yet?
The fitting went great.
Join me on this intense journey as we witness the magic of fabric transformation into fabulous fashion right before our eyes. It's a race against time, a test of skill, and a celebration of creativity like never before. So don't miss out. Tune into Fabric to Fashion exclusively on Made It Myself TV and be part of the excitement. Who will stitch their way to victory? Find out as the drama unfolds and fashion takes center stage on Made It Myself TV. I'm Angela Wolf, and I hope you'll join us for the ultimate design challenge. Let the sewing begin.
Well, Angela, I'm going to have it on my Vizio tonight.
Yes, I'm having it on my Vizio and my Samsung. I'm going to have 2 ratings in my house tonight.
Well, my Samsung's outside, so I'm not going to go out and watch TV out there, but I'm going to put it on the Vizio.
Well, I can't thank you enough. And, I also want to thank all your fans because they've been a huge support. We filmed this first challenge exactly 1 year ago. It's amazing how long it took to get everything. There's a lot of wheels to get something on TV. It's not like YouTube.
Wow.
I know you had a lot of work to do, and just coordinating all the different things and the challenges and the contestants too. I mean, I know there was a lot of work, and you and I've talked about this for off and on for a year, and I just remember you telling me about all the things you did. So people just don't know how much work goes into this. So I know you're extremely proud of this, and I want everybody to make sure y'all tune in tonight. We need as many people in the sewing industry tuning into this because we want this show to be successful, and it's going to be really cool to see all the different challenges. And I want everybody right now in the chat, put a number 1 in the chat if you're excited about it and you're going to watch it tonight.
Give me like 3 ones. 1, 1, 1, 3. That's like a lucky one. Yay!
Yeah, Kennedy's got her one up. There we go.
Yeah.
So, all right, Angel, I know that I know you've got a busy day today as well, and I know we just kind of snagged you at the last second, and so I know you've got to go. But thank you so much for stopping in on the show and announcing this to everybody and letting them know about it. And we're going to make sure that we're all tuned in tonight and tomorrow night to see it. And good luck with everything, and hopefully we'll get you back on the show real quick, real soon.
That sounds good, Blaine. Thank you. And thank you all for watching. And Blaine, thank you for sponsoring the show. You're always a great support, and look forward to talking to you soon.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks, Angela. All right, guys, you heard it here first. As usual, we give you the scoop every time. And this was no exception as well. Angela promised she promised me a long time ago she would announce the show on our show. She was going to come on the premiere when it was going to premiere and announce that. So well, she's held her end of the bargain. So we got to hold our end of the bargain and make sure that we watch tonight and tomorrow night. So again, Kennedy, if you could put that on the screen for everybody to kind of look at. It is, guys, it's on that Made It Myself TV. And you can either download that app on your TV so you can watch it, or you can go to Vizio in their Vizio TV app. They have it in there, or the Samsung app.
Yes.
You can find it. And then if you've got Roku, you can actually find it. It's already downloaded in the Roku app. So you can go to just the Made It Myself TV. So that's the only way you can watch it. And but again, guys, remind you of the times. It will be at 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Pacific time tonight and tomorrow night. Part 1's night, part 2 is tomorrow night. So y'all make sure you tuned in. And Sewing Machines Plus is a proud sponsor of the show.
You remember when we were filming it? We came into
Well,
now it's revealed that you might be on the show. I don't know.
We'll she kind of let the cow bag. I'm there. But we filmed my part of it a long time ago. It seems like now it's been.
I posted a sneak peek, and I was wondering if people were going to catch on. I think some people did.
Yeah, I don't remember. It's I
here.
know it had to have been at least 6 months ago when I did my part.
I think it was over the summer, maybe.
I can't remember exactly, but I know the show started about a year ago when it's starting to. Yeah. But we did the filming probably 6 months ago. So, all right, guys, we're going to get started, and we're going to get started with the show. And guys, we have Shauna Westgard here today, and Shauna has been on our show before. She is going to be using the Moxie today, the 15-inch Moxie from Handi Quilter. Guys, she's going to show you some really cool things about that. We've got, if you like what you see today on the show, we got a great special on the show. Now, Handi Quilter has a couple promotions going on the product itself. You can get a thread kit with it. We have a special on the Robotics, the Pro Stitcher Lite today. And we've got some different frame combinations that you can put with this. Basically, if you've got very limited space, we have a 5-foot frame. If you have a little bit more space, we can go all the way up to a 10-foot frame, 8 or 10 foot with it. But we have some great specials on it today. They are call-in specials. Now, the thread kit's not. The Robotics is a call-in special, Kennedy. Yes. And the head and the frame are call-in specials. Yes. So we can't tell you exactly. I can tell you a little bit about close to the price of what the normal price is, but I can't tell you what the special price is. You have to call in to get that price. So if you're just curious about it and you just wanted to know, can I afford this? Right. Just get on the phone and call us today, and they can let you know. And we may have some special financing available as well, so you can talk to them about that. But great setup, guys. When this thing came out, we absolutely fell in love with it. We love this thing. So y'all, welcome to the show, Shauna. Hey, Shauna.
Hi, how are you?
Welcome back, and good to see you again.
Thank you. Happy to be back. Happy to play on the Moxie today.
Oh my gosh. The Moxie is one of those machines that, anybody who's been kind of thinking about getting into quilting and they think, I can't afford or I don't have the room for these big, huge machines. This takes that equation completely out because it's a 15-inch. It's plenty of throat space to do any size of quilt you want. And then you can put it on a small frame and it doesn't take up too much space. So, and it's just a great machine, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's a great price point too. It really is. This machine, when it came out, I was really excited about it too, because it makes longarm quilting accessible to a lot more people. So I was very excited about it.
Well, Shauna, we're going to let you get going and tell everybody about all the different features it has. And then I'm going to come in when you get finished. And I'm going to tell everybody how they can get it and some of the specials today. And so we'll see you back here in just a little bit.
Okay, great. I wanted to go really quickly. We're going to get into a fun project here, Valentine themed. But before we do that, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Moxie here. This Moxie does have Pro Stitcher Lite on it, but we're not going to be playing with Pro Stitcher Lite today. But it sounds like Blaine has a really good deal. Again, he said you have to call in if you're going to get the price point on that. But Pro Stitcher Lite is a really great way to go to help you finish quilts when you're a little bit hesitant with doing free motion quilting. I will tell you though, hopefully by the end of our little session here, you're going to be completely comfortable with free motion quilting because it's really not that scary. If you can draw a heart on a piece of paper, you can do this project. That's all we got to do. That's all you got to know. Really quickly, I want to show you a couple things that come with This, when you buy a Moxie, we have here in my hands, I'm holding this, is a bag that comes with it. And it actually includes, here on the back, we have a channel lock that comes with it. So if you choose not to get the Pro Stitcher Lite, you can still use channel locks. Pro Stitcher is able to lock your channels so that you can do straight lines. This works really well so you can do straight lines without Pro Stitcher Lite. And then we've got a box of pins here, and it actually includes extra grid fabric. And this is really cool. For practicing doing free motion, you can do rulers with this. This is a great fabric to get started for everyone. We also have, I'm kind of jealous of this. It comes with stickers. Can I just tell you how excited I am about stickers? I don't know why, they're just amazing. So we have all of these stickers that come in with the machine as well. It does come with instructions on how to do the Built app. So I'll just show you right down here. There's instructions here on this paper that you can actually set up this machine and this frame by yourself. It has an app on the Android and the the Android and the Apple store so that you can install and build this by yourself. And it also comes with, it has this entire list here of things that it comes with. It comes with a lint brush, an oiler. Let me show you this. This is one of the oilers that comes so that you can oil down in the bobbin area. And I love these. I actually have a couple of these around my house because my husband tends to take them because they're such great little oilers. So it comes with some of these. It comes with extra needles, and it actually includes thread. Let me grab those really fast. It comes with, I think, 4 or 5 different threads that are all superior threads, which is a really great high quality thread. And they come with all different kinds. So we have some variegated thread here that's cotton. We have some so fine thread. It's all just really great threads that come with the machine as well. So you're getting a lot for your money when you are getting this machine. And some of you may wonder, like, is this really the machine I want to be playing with? You know, does it really do everything that a more expensive machine can do? And I will tell you, yes, it can. The one thing about this machine that you need to know is the throat space. It is 15, a 15-inch throat, which gives you at least 10 inches to play with here on your quilt top, which is plenty of space. It depends on what you're doing really for whether you're doing a full quilt or if you're doing a small project like we're doing today. The throat space works for both of those, so that's not an issue. I have some really pretty bright pink thread here that we're going to be using. You can see it here on the back. And it's, if you're ever curious, we actually do have a thread path card that comes in with the Moxie as well, so that you can understand where the thread path is to get the thread from the back of the machine to the needle. So sometimes that's intimidating, but it's really not, because we have all of the information and instructions out there for you. So I'm going to show you a project here so you know what we're working on. This is a cute little table runner, very, very simple. And I wanted to do this project today because it has some of the extra pieces. Here, I'll turn it this way so you can see better. So here on the side, you can see I have some pinwheels. These are just scraps that I had from, it's actually from this quilt behind me. You know, when you're sewing something and you have half square triangles, you get a lot of extra pieces and you don't know what to do with all of those half square triangles. And so it takes the half square triangles from this quilt and I've made them into pinwheels here. And so it's a great way to use up fabric. You can use fabric from your stash. You don't even have to, you know, use pinwheels from something else. You can do all that you want sewing from your stash. You can even just go and get some very specific Valentine fabric if you like, because who doesn't like shopping for Valentine fabric? So I have this sample all done. We're going to be doing some, I've talked about applique in the past when I've been here with Blaine, and it's basically just raw edge applique is how we did these hearts. And I made sure to do, I did regular stitching to hold my quilt sandwich together, and then I put the applique on top of that. And then here for my letters that we have, this is actually a technique called couching. And it looks nice and fuzzy because I did use a chenille yarn. This is on purpose because I love the texture that you can get from chenille. And I do have little hands at my house. My little kids love to touch and feel things. And so I like to have some texture for them as they're playing with things that maybe I don't want them to touch, but that's all right. And then here on this side, we have some more applique or slapplique because you can cut the pieces out and slap them down. That's how I call it, slapplique. So we're going to go ahead and get started to work on this. And if you have any questions as we're going, you're welcome to put them in the comments. I do have someone watching the comments for me so that I can answer any questions as we go. And we will save some time at the end if we need to have any questions answered there as well. So we're going to come here to the machine first, to this quilt. You can see I've already done a little bit of stitching here. I just wanted to make sure we had enough time to play with the slapplique. So here on the quilt, I can show you we have some circles and hearts and loops that I've already done. And this is just a general filler, but it works perfect with the hearts. And I'm going to show you doing hearts here in the middle, but I wanted you to see that I've saved space so that we could kind of play with it together here. Now, I also did not baste very well here so that I could show you guys how easy it is to change between a basting stitch and a regular 12 stitches per inch. This machine is really incredible with doing all of those things. So I'm going to do a needle down, a needle up. This is the button on the handlebar. The handlebar has 2 buttons on each side. On the left side is the needle down, needle up button. You can see when I push it, the needle goes down. And then on the other side, we have the play button or the run button. So I actually have, if you can see here up here on the handlebars, I have 2 little buttons. They're kind of hard to see just because of the angle, but here on this side, I have a minus or a negative button. And then here on the right side, I have a plus or a positive. And these actually allow me to change my stitch length without having to change any of, like I don't have to go into the menus on the machine, and I can go down all the way to 4 stitches per inch. And then I'm able to do a basting stitch here to finish off my baste. So let me show you that. And it does a bigger stitch. So this is my basting stitch that I've done all the way around the edge of the quilt. And then I just use the plus and minus buttons here at the top of the handlebars again. I just do the plus on this side, and then I'm going to go all the way up back to 12 stitches per inch, because that's kind of my happy place when it comes to stitching. I love to have 12 stitches per inch. It seems like a good, it's not too dense. You know, it's not quite micro quilting level dense, but it's a good place to be. So I'm going to go ahead and start. We're going to start off with loops and hearts. That's the design we're going to do through the middle here so that everything kind of blends together. And hearts and loops are one of the best designs to do. Because they blend really well. You can fill the spaces from the row above and below. Okay, I'm going to stop here so I can show you. Oh, if we have a question, go ahead. Yes.
Are you in manual mode or precision?
Great question. I'm actually in, have to think about it. I'm in precision, I believe. You know what? I'll double check. Next time we go, we can start listening to the machine and we'll actually be able to tell if we're in manual or precision. I didn't pay attention to that. That's a great question. So when we're coming here doing loops and hearts, it's kind of hard to know where to start with a heart in a free motion design. And generally, I'll come, let me see, let's look at this heart right here. I'll come in from the bottom, loop around and do my heart shapes, and then come back out and cross my thread path to make the point on the heart. So this is the easiest way to create hearts. I'm going to show you here. I stopped here at a point so that I can wrap around to make the heart, and it doesn't quite look as good, which is, I'm showing you how to make it not look bad by doing it bad. Does that make sense? So we're going to come out of the point, and then I have to follow the same path down. And if you're not very good at tracing your same stitch path, don't do it that way. But I do like to play with different ways to approach the hearts to see, because sometimes you can come straight through the middle and come into the point of the heart, and it'll look really good there too. So I'll show you. So if I come down like this, I can come and do my heart like this, and then come back out again. There's just a lot of fun ways to play with it. And I'm really just trying to do my stitching to just fill the area, because we're going to be doing some applique on top of the stitching. So can you hear as I slow my machine down, it continues to stitch and match my pace? That means I am in precision and not in manual. That was a great question. So I'm going to do some hearts that are upside down as well. It makes it feel a little bit more filled out as a design if the hearts go in a couple of different directions. Okay, we'll do another one upside down. And you can see I use the crossing of my path to make the point of the heart. And then I use that to continue on to other areas to fill space. And I can do big hearts and little hearts. And you can do double loops too. I like to do this sometimes. It adds a little bit of dimension as you're doing your free motion quilting. I do want to say, as we're stitching, this stitching is actually very smooth with this machine. I can almost kind of guide it just with my fingertips. As you're learning, you should have full hands-on so that you can get it where you need to go, but it is very responsive. So go ahead if we have another question. Yeah.
Yes, somebody wanted a little clarification on applying the applique after you've quilted it.
Yes.
Go over it again?
Yes, we do. That's a great question. And we can get into it here at the end. Let me just finish stitching this. That's a really great question. Applying the applique is focusing on getting the applique just put down. We're filling the design and doing our free motion quilting so that the entire piece is quilted and we can play with it after the fact. So you can do the applique first and then quilt around it. That does not matter. I'm doing it this way just to show you a couple of techniques with the free motion quilting. So if you did the applique first, you can definitely quilt around it. That's not an issue. Okay, let's finish this up here and do a couple more hearts. There's another upside down one. And sometimes you'll find that hearts, if you do them upside down, they might look better than right side up. I don't know if that's the same for everyone. Sometimes that happens for me though. It's kind of entertaining. All right, let's throw one more heart down here. Okay, and we're here at the end. I'm going to lift my needle. Now, you'll see a lot that I swing away the machine. I pick up my thread here and then I pull back. This is how I pull up my bobbin thread. And I do this so that I don't have to climb under the quilt, under the frame to try and get the bobbin thread, you know, so I also don't have a whole bunch of bobbin thread stretched beneath my quilt, beneath my project. So that's the simplest way to pull up the bobbin thread. Now, we're going to do a little bit of playing with, probably with our couching foot first before we jump into the applique. Because as you can see on the project, I'll pull this sample up again. I'll show you here down by the quilt. I've done my letters a little bit off center, which I did on purpose because I wanted to have this giant piece of applique over here showing the envelope and the hearts coming out. And so I'm going to place my letters first, doing the couching, and then we can put the applique on to kind of fill the space around it. So that's what we're going to focus on. Now the couching foot is already on this machine. You can tell it's a couching foot because it has a small greenish yellow circle in the middle. I don't really know if that's green or yellow. But it has a hole in it that is big enough for us to actually fit yarn through the hole. The trick is getting the yarn through the hole. Sometimes it really stresses people out how we do that. So we'll show you how to do it a couple of different ways. First, we need to mark the design that we're going to do, and we're just going to do Be My Valentine. I kind of went back and forth trying to decide if I should do Be Mine Valentine, but I think it just sounds better to do Be My Valentine. So that's what we're going to do. So I have a couple of different marking utensils, marking pens here. And you really can use whatever you'd like. If you mark really, really well and you're going to follow your lines exactly, you could even use a Sharpie if you want to go crazy, if that's all you have. I may not recommend it, but you can use whatever you want when it's your project, right? So here I have a friction pen. This is just a heat erasable pen. And I know a lot of people are hesitant to use these on quilts because some people wonder if the mark can come back or not. But when we're doing it with couching, I'm going to be covering it with couching, so I'm not that worried about it. I also have a chalk pen here. that you can use. Either one, it doesn't really matter. It's just a personal preference. And then we also have an air erasable marker. And I think I'm going to go with the blue. I think that'll show up a little bit better for you guys here on the screen. Oh, it's got a broken piece. There we go. So I'm going to write the word Valentine first because that's the one that I'm going to do cursive. And so I'm going to kind of focus on my space. I'm going to eyeball it. If you are one of those people that likes things very precise, then I definitely would get out a measuring tool and measure it and place it where I want it to be. But I'm just going to focus on the letter V. And then I'm going to just very loosely do Valentine in cursive. Because, oh, I missed the I. See, this is why we mark it before and we don't just go for it. So I'm going to brush a little bit to get the chalk off. So we have V-A-L-E-N-T-I, which is the letter I missed, N-E. And then I can look at the spacing, and it comes to be about this big, which leaves me plenty of space over here to put my Applique envelope. And then I'm going to come up here above, move my machine slightly out of the way so I can mark it. And I'm going to do the B and the my. So I'm going to start with the letter B, and I'm kind of placing it, you know, I'm putting little marks to make sure it's spaced out how I want, kind of looking at the sizing of everything. So we'll do a letter B right here. And then I'm actually going to do the letter M next so that I can see how big I need to do my E and my Y. Now, I chose on the sample, I chose to do capitals because B, E capital and M, Y capital, because it stands out a little bit different from doing the cursive in the Valentine part down here. So we'll just chalk those in really fast and then we'll get to play with the couching foot. The other thing to know about the couching foot is that you can use it with regular stitching, which is what I did to finish off the free motion that we did. I used this regular foot. I'm not switching feet. It's not regular, sorry. I used this couching foot on the machine to do this free motion that we did here, this filler here. It's not going to be an issue to use it for free motion quilting, but we do use it specifically for couching. So we're going to talk about this yarn. This is chenille yarn. You can use any kind of yarn. You can use embroidery floss, you can use glitter thread, anything that you can find, you can use. Well, I shouldn't say that. Don't use spaghetti. But anything, any type of yarn you can find, you can use. And we actually have 3 different sizes of couching feet. I believe this is the largest because we're using a thick chenille yarn. So I'll show this multiple times because sometimes it's a little intimidating and people aren't sure how to get the chenille started. It's really not complicated. You just have to do the steps a few times to get it kind of locked into your brain. So I'm going to hold my top thread in my right hand. I'm going to push the button on the handlebars to push the needle down and needle up, pull away, and we have our bobbin thread. So then I'm going to hold both of those in my hand, put the machine where I want to start, and then I take my chenille thread, my chenille yarn, and I'm going to put it between the needle and the foot, between these 2 posts, so that I can get it down where I need it to be. You go through, and then I'm going to wrap it around at the base of the needle and hold both of the chenille yarn pieces in my hand, as well as the 2 thread sections, the 2 thread pieces. So I'm going to hold those. I'm going to do a needle down and needle up, and that kind of ties the chenille in place. And then I'm going to hold just these 2 threads, not the yarn. I'm going to hold the 2 threads and pull, and it gets the chenille yarn to come through the foot, just like this. And then I can move my machine back to where I want to start, kind of play with your thread and your yarn a little bit, get it where you want it to be. And then I'm going to do the needle down just to kind of hold my place while I get the rest of my yarn ready. Now, it's very important that you have your yarn kind of puddled and pooled in front of you so that you don't have problems as you're stitching. Do you have a question?
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone was asking if you somehow set the height of the foot, or does it just depend on what foot you're using?
Great question. The feet are kind of standardized that they fit the machines and you don't have to adjust the height. However, sometimes if there's an issue and you need to adjust the height, there are ways to do so. You can see that there's nuts here, you know, that there's screws and things, but you don't need to adjust the height.
If you have like really thick chenille.
Even with very thick chenille, I don't adjust the height. It's kind of interesting, and I'll show you as we're doing the block letters up here. I'm going to double back my chenille and stitch 2 passes of chenille on these letters to make them thicker, and you're going to see that it actually stitches just fine. So that's not a concern, but that's a very great question. Great question. So I'm going to puddle my yarn here. We're going to loop around and get started, and then I can come and snip my extra tails. And then I'm going to follow my chalk lines with the chenille. Okay, we've done 1 letter. Great job, team. Now how do we tie it off? I'll show you. It's very, very simple. We're just going to snip a little bit extra further away from our needle. So we have this chenille little tail. And then we're going to loop back on it on ourselves so that we can blend it in and tie it down and it won't come loose. Little circle, circle back, and it ate it right up. It disappeared. So simple as that. We're going to start again so that I can show you how to do it, because it takes a few times to get it in the brain, I would say, just because it's a new process. Not that it's anything terribly difficult. It's just a new thing that we're learning. So we're going to come here to the top of the letter A, needle down, needle up, and swing away. This is to pull up your bobbin thread. We're going to come back to where we want to start and pick up our chenille yarn. And we're going to put it between the 2 posts, between the needle and the foot. Come down to the bottom of the needle and hold the 2 threads, hold the 2 tails of the yarn, needle down, and then we're going to hold just the thread, the top thread and the bobbin thread, needle up, pull away, and it pulls that right through the foot. There we go. Perfect. We're going to come right here and I'm going to start a few stitches. And then I'm going to actually, because this is a smaller letter, I'm going to trim this off first so that we don't have it in the way of my letter. Okay, here we go. We're going to do A, L, and I say the letters as I do them so I don't forget one like I did before. E. Oh, and I lost my yarn. Now this does happen periodically. It's generally, if it's happening, it's because there's an issue in the yarn. It's not an issue in the machine. So we say, oh no, how do I fix this? I will show you. That's why I love chenille. It's brilliant in covering, like it can make, it's very, very forgiving, I should say. That's the word I'm trying to say. So we're going to come and start again. We'll come back here too. I'm going to actually overlap just a little bit so it kind of helps blend where the yarn starts and stops from one piece to the next. Needle down, needle up, and pull up your bobbin thread. And then come back to where you want to start. And I'm going to put between the 2 posts, come down to the bottom of the needle and hold them both slightly out of the way of the needle. Needle down, hold the bottom thread, needle up, and then pull. And you're going to get the chenille yarn to come through. And then come back to where you want to start. This is right here at the E, which is where we had our little problem. So the other thing, I probably didn't have enough thread pooled. I want to make sure I've got nice and loose pieces here. So I'm going to make a nice little puddle off to the side so it's out of the way, but also loose. Okay, so I've done a few stitches to start. I'm going to trim off this tail here. And then if I need to, I can come back and stitch it down after the fact. I can also backtrack if I want to. It might make it look a little bit bulky. There's just lots of ways to handle it. Oh, there we go. Guess what? Sometimes when you get too excited, it does this too. So let me tell you what just happened. My needle went down and did not want to come back up. It's not an issue that you're going to have to worry about. It's just me being too excited to do the chenille and not taking my time. So we're going to have to rotate from the back. Give me just 1 second. The other awesome thing about this machine is it still has a flywheel. A lot of times people get confused and they worry about, how do I get my needle to go up and down if my buttons stop working? Guess what? We have a problem fix for that. It's called a flywheel. And there is a flywheel on your regular domestic, and now there's one on the back of the machine here too. I'll show you. See, it's right here. The only thing is my arms aren't very long, so I do have to walk to the back of the machine. But I just walk to the back and advance it, and then we're good to go. So, oh yes, we have a question.
Not so much a question, but people are loving seeing the problems and the fixes.
Oh, yes, yes. Well, that's kind of the thing, because when you buy a machine, you're never going to know how to run it perfectly from the get-go, right? It's very important that you know how to troubleshoot as you go. And so I don't love that it happens when I'm filming, but I love that I can show you how to do it for sure. So I'm going to try and start stitching. If it got bound up with a thread underneath, then we'll have to, start again in this spot. Maybe my E just does not want to play nice today. Nope, it's not going to play nice. Okay, that's all right. So what it means is I have some thread bound up in my bobbin area as well. And so, do I have another question? Okay, there, thank you. Oh, and how much time do we have? I want to make sure we get some applique done. We might have to take a break from the chenille to do the applique, you guys. I don't want you guys to miss out on the applique. Okay, so I'm going to pull away and come back, and I'm going to try to pull up my bobbin thread. If it doesn't work, there we go, perfect. I'm still going to pull out my bobbin just to make sure I don't have anything but kind of bound up in the bottom, because so here's our bobbin. This one is a pre-wound bobbin, and you can use pre-wound or wind your own bobbins. It really doesn't matter. It's just a personal preference kind of thing. So I'll show you. I like to take my pinky and actually run it along the groove of the edge here to make sure there's no fluff. Because if you get a fluff, and I actually can see a fluff ball. So we're going to get our handy dandy. Oh, I don't think I have one in this tray in here. So we have a lint brush that comes with it. So I'm just going to blow it out. And that could be part of the problem why we're having this issue. It's also very important that you clean your machine regularly, because little lint balls can slow you down. They can mess up your tension. And so it's very important that you do clean your machine consistently. So it's a good thing I checked, because we found a lint ball. So we put the bobbin back in. Perfect, we're good to go. I'm going to reach under here, snap it back in. And oh, you guys, I really want to finish this, but I want to make sure we do the applique part first. So we're going to jump from one topic to the next and do some slap-lique. To make sure that we have time to talk about it. So I'm going to show you these pieces. These are fabric pieces that I have cut out. They feel kind of thick and look a little thick. It's because I've actually put a fusible on the back. I think I'm using Steam-A-Seam. I'm just using whatever I have in my stash, honestly. And so I've cut out these shapes to make an envelope. And we can put this one here on this side. And then I have a whole bunch of heart shapes here that we've cut out from fabrics. And these are all the leftovers from the quilt behind me. These are all the leftovers that I had. And we've put the fusible on the back of these hearts and have them cut out so that we can just use them and put them down. So this, someone was asking about doing applique first versus stitching first. That's why I wanted to make sure we had time to go over this. So I'm going to peel off the backing. Yes. Oh, what thread I'm using? That's a great question. This thread is a superior thread as well. It's Magnifico. Whenever you can't remember what you're using, you can always look at the top of your thread. This is a Magnifico, and it's a beautiful shine. We love using this when we're doing things like online or filming, because it shows up really, really well, and it stitches beautifully also. So that's a great question. Thank you. Oh, now it's under my cone. I don't want to get it under my cone, because then it won't come up how it's supposed to. All right, so I can peel off the backing of this heart, and then I can put it here. I'm going to kind of just press it down. If you want, because this type of fusible is a little bit sticky, so I can just kind of place it down, and that's good enough for me to stitch. If you want, you can hit it with an iron to kind of hold it in place before you decide to stitch it. So I'm going to just do this. You know what? I'm going to pull out 2 more hearts, and we'll stitch them all down at the same time so you can see how easy it is to get them all together. And now remember, if you do have questions on how much this machine costs, you're going to want to call into Blaine. He has the special going where you can call in and talk to them about it's a special just for calling in on the phone. And he didn't even tell me what it is. It must be a secret special surprise just because, just for his special SMP followers. Okay, so I'm going to put this heart here, and maybe I want the little one here. See, that's the fun of doing this with the fusible on the back, is I can adjust it. It sticks just enough that I can stitch it down really easily, but I also am not committed until I'm ready to start stitching. So go ahead.
No issues coming up the needle with the...
Great question. Oh, yes. Sometimes you will see the needle will get a little bit of gum on the fusible. Oh, I love these questions. You guys are brilliant. Sometimes you can get a little bit of gum. You'll see a little bit of a mark here, and it's just gum from the fusible. Honestly, you're supposed to be changing your needle after every project, and so it doesn't ever cause a big problem for me. If I'm doing a lot of stitching with a lot of fusible, sometimes it will get very gunked up, but honestly it's expected when you're doing this type of thing. So, all right. We're going to do this stitching really fast, and then we'll probably have to toss it back to Blaine because I know he's got lots of fun stuff to share with you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and start stitching just around this heart like this. Ooh, see, bumped it out of the way. That's why we replace it. And this is a raw edge applique, remember. I'm just going to come around the heart. And stitch it down. Now I can also do a fun shape inside the heart too, if I wanted to. Now I have a heart in a heart. How cute is that? You can stitch around the outside of the applique too to make it pop. And now I'm going to come up and just sneak up here and do this little heart right here. And then I'll sneak over and do this little heart. Perfect. Oh, and we're going to do needle up, swing away so I can pull up my bobbin thread, and we're good to go. Do we have any questions before we toss it back over to Blaine? I think we've been answering them as we go, which I'm happy to do. Okay, that's great. I kind of sad I didn't have enough time to finish all of the chenille because that really is my very favorite part, but at least we got to see the chenille and the applique together on the same project. So again, this is what it will look like when it's finished. Oh, upside down, here we go. This is what this would look like finished. And you can see the letters here that they're a little bit thicker because I did a double section of chenille. So yeah, works out very well. Are you there, Blaine? Are you ready for me to get it back to you?
I am here.
Perfect.
Great job. That was, you make it look so easy too. That it's just, that just shows everybody what you can do if you're creative and have the time. I mean, that looks awesome. Yeah, and it's a great little machine. It really does run very well. Well, good. Well, Shauna, thank you so much for spending some time with us this morning and going over all that. I know that's a great machine, and you love it, and you make it look easy, and that's what the name of the game is out here, is having a great machine that you can be creative with. It's easy to use and very affordable. And this one is extremely affordable. It is very affordable. And it sounds like you've got a good deal on it right now. So we do. We have a great deal on it. Well, I know hopefully we'll get to see you again real soon. And not sure if you're going to be on Quilt Fest or not, but hopefully you'll get to join us on Quilt Fest. We'll have to see. I don't know. All right. I'd love it though. All right, I hope so. I'm going to tell him I want you on. Sounds good. All right, we'll talk to you later. Thank you. All right. Bye-bye. All right, guys. You saw Shauna made it look extremely easy. But we've got a great deal on this today. Now, again, guys, we are talking about the Moxie. This is the 15-inch. Now, yeah, they do have an 18-inch version as well, but this is the 15-inch. And it's going to come with that 8-foot loft frame. Okay. Now, you can get the little foot frame for it. If you're, tight on space, you can get the little foot frame, and it's 5-foot frame.
Yes.
Okay. But let me just tell you a little bit about this. Now, this thing has the front handlebars with that full color display on it. It does 1,800 stitches per minute, which is extremely fast. It has that LED light ring. That's one thing, Kennedy, if you'll remember, it has a great light set on this for lights. It really lights the surface up well. It has the handy feet mount with a 1/4-inch ruler foot installed and the open toe foot included. It has 2 modes of the HQ stitch regulation. And I always like this. It's the precision and the cruise.
Yes.
And if y'all remember the Foxy Moxie dancers from Handi Quilter, when they come on our show, Christina one time was demonstrating exactly how the precision and the cruise mode works. And she was actually like jogging.
Right?
So she said, like, the precision mode is you're running down the street, you come up to the stoplight, and you continue to jog in place. And the cruise mode is you're running and you come up to the stoplight and you stop.
Yes.
And then when the light turns red, you start going again. So it's like, that's kind of how she described it. It's really, that's the way it is. So the precision mode, it's going to constantly be, it keeps stitching even when you're stopping to change directions. And the cruise just stops when you get there. So,
and people were asking if it just had stitch regulation. It is just in general. This has 2 modes. This has not one. Just it has 2 modes for whatever you want to do, which is even better.
And then the other great thing on this, it has the manual thread tension on it. So, it is extremely easy to set the tension on the thread. Yes. And again, guys, it's all about by looking. If you just look at the thread stitching, you're going to be able to tell if it's tight enough or it's too tight. Yes. You'll be able to see that, and it's easy to adjust that. It has the consistent stitch quality from 4 to 18 stitches per inch, so you can change that. It has a needle stop positioning control, easy software updates. It has the high-speed rotary hook with that large capacity M-class bobbin, easy needle change with the thumb screw on there that you can get to, very easy to change the needles out. And I recommend every time you start a project, put a new needle in. Yes. It's just, they're cheap. Needles are extremely cheap. And a lot of times I've seen problems people are having because they just keep using a dull needle.
It's like the one thing, you can, as long as you check your needle, make sure your needle is good, that knocks out so many potential problems that you're going to have in the future. So you're saving yourself in the future by just changing that every time you start a project.
Yep, you sure are. It also has that integrated USB port. You're going to get 5 bobbins, 20 needles, and some thread samples with it when you buy it. It has the built-in diagnostics that comes in with it. You have the support from us. You're going to have support from Handi Quilter. It has a 10-year warranty on the casting, 5-year warranty on the electrical and mechanical. And, it's designed, engineered, and assembled in the good old USA.
Yes,
That's another thing. And then there's tons of educational videos, tips and tricks on handiquilter.com you can go to, or the best way to do is just go to YouTube. Yes. Just go to YouTube and type in this. But, there is, and there's also some decal sets.
Yes.
That comes with it. You can bling out your machine and kind of make it personalized a little bit. So guys, the normal price on this is $54.95. Okay. And we do it has a free $200 thread bundle with the purchase, okay? But we have a call-in special today. So not only will you get that thread kit, just call in if you're interested in this. Because yes, we have got a really, really great call-in special today. So give us a call. And not only, Kennedy, do we have the special on this. This will fit on, now let's just say, for instance, that you already have one of the Grace Cutie frames.
Yes. Oh, that was a question we were getting a lot, actually.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, so let's say you have the Grace Cutie frame already, and you're using your domestic machine at home, and you want to upgrade to this 15-inch long arm. this will fit right on that QD frame as well, because it'll accept pretty much any machine that you want to put on it.
Yes.
So you can put this on there. But Handi Quilter also has that 5-foot little foot frame. So if you're limited on space, you can put the 5-foot frame. But if your space is not an issue, you could do the loft frame, and you can do it in an 8-foot or a 10-foot configuration on that. But we're also, Kennedy, you can put the Pro Stitcher Lite on this machine and make it robotic, fully robotic, which is awesome. And that's something that you could do right off the bat, or you can actually grow into that and do it later. But right now we also have a special on the Pro Stitcher Lite.
Yeah.
But you have to call in for both to get them.
You do.
So we have, if you want to get the deal of the day, you have to call in 800-401-8151. Call in and talk to one of our salespeople at the call center, and they can fix you right up. And I think they might have some special financing available. You'll have to ask them about the financing.
I think so.
I think we got some
with
special
Valentine's
financing.
Day, there was some good stuff going on.
So as y'all know, the financing charges have went crazy now. So we're not able to offer the 0% like we used to on everything. But now there's selected things that we actually can. And we have some different programs on that. So just, give us a call and ask us about that. We can try to, get the best one that fits you and see what's available. So that's probably the easiest thing to do. But great special on both of those today, the Pro Stitcher and the Moxie 15. And then you can pick which frame you want.
And my personal favorite thing about Handi Quilter in general that I've learned is that all of their machines are tested by real people. You go to their warehouse and it's real people stitching things out and testing it and making sure that they're all good before they get sent out. So once I learned that, I'm like, wow, they're awesome for that.
Yeah, I've been there many times.
I think you showed me a video. That's how I learned about it. I'm like, wow,
that's one thing you'll know. Every single machine that they ship out of Handi Quilter's warehouse gets sewn off on before they send it out.
Yeah.
So they actually go through a Q&A or QR, I'm sorry, area, and they go and look at them. Or what did I say? QC. I'll get here in a minute. Quality control.
It's almost Friday, guys.
So QA is questions and answers. QR is a QR code. And QC is quality control. I'll get it. I promise you I will.
I mean, it's not your fault.
I know. So they do the QC on it, and every single machine goes in on the table. They hook it, put it on a frame. They thread it. They actually sew off on it, make sure everything is working. Then they clean any lint or anything back off of it, put it in the box, pack it all up, and ship it out.
Yeah.
So every single one that comes off the assembly line, they do that. And that was impressive to me. Yeah. And then they also have a testing area that they take a machine, let's say the Moxie 15. Mm-hmm. When they have a production run, they take one machine at random and they set it over and it runs nonstop for hours and hours and hours.
Yes.
To make sure the quality is there. So you're going to be able to get it at home and let it run for hours and hours and hours. So I thought that was really a unique thing that they do that a lot of people don't do anymore because of cost. But they do it. And I was super, super impressed with Handi Quilter's warehouse and, their production lines, everything about it. And it's all done in Utah, in Salt Lake City, Utah. And they got a beautiful facility there. So, guys, you can have the confidence to know when you're getting a Handi Quilter product that it has really been tested and it's proven. And, we're their #1 dealer in the country, and we absolutely love their products. So, So guys, if you are interested in one of those today, get on the phone right now and give us a call at 800-401-8151. Even if you're just curious to see what that special price is, Kennedy.
Exactly.
I'd call, wouldn't you?
Exactly. I would. No, the Moxie is seriously on my list because I've always wanted. I mean, people who have watched, if you know, from Takeover Tuesday, I've never fully finished a quilt, but the Moxie and Handi Quilter machines, I just dream of quilting on. It's just, I want to so bad. Maybe that's the time.
Maybe that's the challenge we need to come up with. Kennedy, how many of y'all like to see Kennedy make a quilt?
Well, I might as well. If it's going to be my first one, I might as well film it. So
I think we should. I think we ought to have a challenge like Kennedy make a quilt. And so, Kennedy, speaking of making things, you are having a Valentine's Day show on the 14th. I want all of y'all to tune in. And so could you tell us a little bit about maybe what to expect on your show?
So I don't want to give away anything too much because I want to do one project that's sewing, and then I want to do one project that's embroidery because there's a lot of people that watch. I actually just went shopping today. Let me show you. I got some supplies. I'm going to keep it a surprise, but some hints. Kimberbell, they always do holidays so amazing. So Kimberbell is going to get a little project. And we are going to have one. Maybe I'm going to design the sewing one. I don't know. You'll have to tune in. And if you go to our Facebook group, you'll get some secret stuff to find out about Valentine's before anybody else. So that's your little sneak peek.
All right. So guys, remind you of some dates we've got coming up. As you know, Quilt Fest is going to be March 11th through the 15th. We encourage y'all to join in. That's going to be just a lot of fun. We're going to have next week on, Kennedy the 14th. She'll be doing her Valentine special show on, what's the date of?
That's the 14th, which is a Wednesday.
Wednesday. Yes. The 15th, we're going to have our regular show. I'll be here on the 15th on that Thursday. And what are we doing again?
We've got Sarah with the sublimation printer.
That's right. Sarah Betzer with Brother. And she's going to do all about the sublimation printer. And she got one of those from us and actually purchased it about 2 weeks. She did it when we were at the Long Beach show. She asked me about it. She could get one. So I gave her the number and she called and ordered one. And she's already got it and been playing with it. And so she's coming on the show. She's going to dissect it for you and tell you all the things about it. And that thing is such a good price. Mm-hmm. It is such a good price.
If you are looking to start with sublimation or you want to start a sublimation business or something like that, with this sublimation printer from Brother, you can do that. You can absolutely do that. And it's so easy. And the way that they've kind of bridged the sublimation world to, the at-home crafter to be able to do these things at home is amazing. Props to Brother for that one. I love this machine.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty cool. And Sarah's going to, excuse me, Sarah's going to make it extremely easy for you as well, how she's going to show you how to do it. So I'm excited about Sarah coming on. She'll be here. Then on February the 20th, we're going to have Edita Centaur with a special show. Yes. And I can't remember what day that's on.
That's on Tuesday.
Tuesday? Okay, so that's a Tuesday. We're going to have a special show with her. And she's with Laundry Basket Quilts. She's going to talk about her book. She's got a book that you want to probably get. Yes. And we're going to have a deal with her on that. We're going to be selling the book for her, and it's going to be autographed. So we're going to have the only autographed version that's going to be for sale in the world here at Sewing Machines Plus. So we'll have that. Then that same week on the Thursday, you remember what we're having?
I believe it's Joanne Banco.
Is it Joanne?
I think it's Joanne Banco.
Oh, that's going to be exciting.
Airflow 3000.
So the Airflow 3000, Joanne Banco. So we've got a ton of stuff going. Our shows for the Thursday shows are booked out all the way through May. Yeah. So we've got some great guests going to be coming. So, and I forgot one really important day. March 1st.
Oh, how could you forget, Blaine?
I can't believe I forgot that because we're so busy doing this. Y'all mark this down. Fabric-palooza.
Mark it down.
March 1st. And Kennedy is helping me co-host this one.
I'm helping co-host. Woo-hoo.
So we're going to be on air together. We're going to be going back and forth, the dueling fabric presenters.
And we're going head to head. We're seeing how much each of us can sell.
That's right. So we're gonna see who can sell the most.
So if you're on Team Kennedy, I know you are. And then you can be on Team Blaine.
Well, you'll probably have more people on Team Kennedy, I'm sure.
Well, we'll just have to see it. I don't want to say
but
anything
I'm
yet.
going to stack the deck because I'm going to have the nicer fabrics on Team Blaine.
Well, we need to make sure Blaine doesn't see the fabrics beforehand.
I'm sorting it out beforehand. So,
no.
But we've got a ton of fabric to show y'all this time. I'm talking probably 3 times as much as we've had on the previous Fabric-paloozas. And this time, not only are we going to have 1 yard, 3 yard packs, we're also going to have some jelly rolls that we're going to have, fat quarter. I don't know if we're having jelly rolls now. You may not, but it is fat quarters for sure. And then we're going to have some on the whole boat because people requested, I want to be able to buy the whole boat.
Yes.
They're going to be extremely discounted prices. We're talking, fabric that is like $13, $15 to $17 a yard fabric that we're going to have it down $7 and $9 range.
And
So-
Blaine, you said we have a ton of fabric. I'm not kidding. It might actually weigh a ton. So just an
There's a
FYI.
lot. There's actually a lot. They've been working for 2 months already,
Yeah.
taking pictures and cutting the fabric and getting it all ready. So we'll have it here. We're going to have an overhead camera that'll be shining straight down, and we'll be able to put that in front of you to let you see all the different patterns. And we're going to do it extremely easy. It'll be a letter system.
Yes.
So it'll be like we'll show you, it'll be an A, B, or C, in the different pack sizes for that fabric. And that'll coordinate with whatever we have on the website is too. So all you'll have to do, if you see something you like, you just write the letter down,
Yes.
and then you can go to smplive.tv and it'll have all the fabric. And then you can just go, oh, I loved the A fabric, and you'll go to A. I'm sorry, it'll be a number system. So it'll be like 1A, 1B, 1C. And then it'll be like, different like that. 2, 3, 4, and we'll go. So if you like, number 27C, you'll be able to go right to that and find it and purchase it. So that's how we're going to do it. It makes it extremely easy. So y'all make sure you tune in for that.
And once it's gone, it's gone. So you got to be quick. You got to, once you see it and your heart's set on it, you got to get it.
We sold out because we gave everybody the website to go to prior to.
Yes.
We sold out a lot of the fabric. The very first show we did, we sold out a lot of stuff before we even brought it on air.
Yeah. Before we even went live, me and Kyle were sitting here like, oh.
Kyle was checking inventory. He's like, oh, that's already gone. So this one, we got a lot more fabric, but you'll have to be quick on your fingers and make sure you get it in your cart and go check out. You don't have to check out, but you have to put it in your cart.
Yes.
And that puts it on hold. So that's the main thing. You can just sit there as you're shopping and just keep putting things in your cart. So,
exactly.
But we hope that y'all join for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. But hey, guys, we hope that y'all had a great day today. Hope you enjoyed the show. I loved Shauna being on here. And we got that Moxie. If you're interested in the Moxie, give us a call. Even if you just want to find out and explore and find out some questions about it, give us a call right now because they would love to tell you about it. And they're over standing by at the call center. And hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Hope you have a great weekend. And we'll see them again, Kennedy.
Oh, doing some giveaways?
Oh, we're going to do giveaways? You want to give away?
Some giveaways.
Do you want to give something away?
I mean, let's do a couple things.
All right, let's give a sewing machine away.
Okay.
We'll give a Sew Mat away.
Okay.
Let's start out with a $25 SMP gift card.
Perfect.
What y'all think about that?
All righty.
See, I was tricking y'all. Y'all thought I was just going to go.
I'm like, well, okay, all right.
All right, this is for the $25 gift card. Kennedy, spin that wheel.
Spin it. Let's do it. And also, if you already have a longarm but you want Pro Stitcher, give us a call. That's just what you gotta do. Teresa Erickson, congratulations. What you gotta do for that is head to smplive.tv. To claim that prize, head to the bottom of the page. There's gonna be a little form for you to enter. And just let us know that you won that gift card and we will send you a code via email. So the most important thing to put in that form is your email. Huh, Blaine?
That is correct.
Yes.
And it'll save her $25 at checkout.
Exactly.
So when she puts anything in
So
her
go
cart,
get a Moxie, girl.
there you go. All right, Teresa, congratulations. All right, let's give away one of our world famous sew mats today.
Ooh.
There you see those. They come in 13 different colors, 4 different sizes in each color. And they start at $29.99, go all the way up to $49.99 depending on the size. And we are going to give one of those away right now. Kennedy, spin that wheel.
Oh, I'm spinning. You know, we haven't had a new colored sew mat in a while.
I know. Lady Fair.
Lady Fair.
So Lady Fair is our winner today, watching from YouTube. So congratulations, Lady Fair. We need you to go to smplive.tv. You're going to scroll down toward the bottom of that page where it says claim my prize, fill out all that information, and most importantly, tell us what color of sew mat you want and what size. Hit submit, and then we'll get that right out to you.
Woohoo.
All right, next up, we are going to give away a Brother 7000. This is that CS7000X sewing machine, 70 stitch computerized free arm sewing machine, and we're also throwing in the wide extension table with it.
Of course.
This is about a $240 price on this, and we're going to give this away absolutely free. This is a great machine, weighs 10 pounds, lightweight, great travel machine, great classroom machine.
Yes.
So Kennedy, spin that wheel.
Woohoo! If you've got grandkids, someone who's never sewn before, this is a great machine to learn on too.
I finally saw some names I recognized that come up. There's a lot of new ones.
I know.
Tammy Schumer. So congratulations, Tammy. She's watching today from Facebook. She is our machine winner. So Tammy, you just won yourself a CS7000X Brother sewing machine, and we'll get that right out to you. What we need you to do to claim that prize, you have 30 days, everybody, to claim your prizes. If not, they go back into the prize pool. But Tammy, go to smplive.tv, scroll down toward the bottom of that page where it says claim my prize, fill out all the information complete, hit submit, and once we get that information, we'll get your machine sent out to you.
Absolutely.
Very good.
Wow.
All right. Well, now we'll get out of here. I had everybody fooled, didn't I? All right.
It's not April Fool's yet.
It's
Blaine.
not, is it?
No.
We're going to have to do something really fun for April's Fools. So.
Oh, no. No.
No?
I'm going to do something fun.
All right. Well, hey, we hope y'all enjoyed the show today. We had a great time doing it. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend. And we'll see y'all here again next Thursday with Sarah Besser.